In The Wailing, a idiotic cop gets assigned to a case of a slew of murders that are happening in his village that could be linked to the arrival of an old Japanese man. Now, The Wailing is a movie that I'm going to try my hardest to not spoil anything about. But ladies and gentlemen, I highly recommend that you check out this movie. This movie was absolutely phenomenal. By far one of the best horror films I have seen of 2016. The Wailing is an epic movie. It clocks in at close to 3 hours long, and it has that epic feeling while also still managing to be one terrifying film and providing everything that you personally want in a horror movie. There's maybe one jump scare out of this entire film, and I found that all the tension and the scares tactics used in this film were completely well earned and well utilized. There are some absolutely terrifying sequences. I mean, this movie generally scared the hell out of me at times. Now, I will admit though, the movie is a bit confusing, and I think the reason why I found the film a bit confusing is one, the language barrier. Two, I don't know everything about, Korean folklore, so I think there were times where things were mentioned and I felt like I should have paused the film and done a little Google research to figure out what they meant by that, to really fully understand it. And I feel like if I go back and watch this film, I'm going to notice a lot of clues that are going to help tie up the sort of, open-ended ending. Because this film definitely has an ending that leaves things open for interpretations. And I think that works phenomenal for this film. Also, this movie is a genre blend of all different types of genres. It starts off as this sort of cop murder mystery that has a little bit of dark humor. And then it becomes a supernatural film. It becomes a zombie film. It becomes all these different types of films. But I thought they did a pretty good job at mixing the tones up a bit and keeping a more consistent speed and pace with the movie. At times it does feel a bit jarring, but for the most part I think they do a very well job with this film. Honestly, one of my favorite things about this movie was just the pure intensity of it. It starts off slow, but as this film grows and grows and grows, it becomes more unholy and more terrifying and more intense as the film goes along. And there's a lot of Christian subtext going on in this movie, but I feel like you don't have to just be a Christian to enjoy this movie. I think if you have a supernatural film, I think it's good to incorporate religious themes and religious subtext, because I think it adds a lot of weight, and it adds a whole lot of weight to this film. And honestly, the ending to this movie was insanity. It gets a bit confusing, but it's pure insanity, and I have not stopped thinking about the ending to this movie, theorizing it. Overall, The Wailing is a phenomenal film, and like the running length of the movie, by the end of it, you're going to feel drained, disoriented, and a bit tainted, but I highly recommend you check out this movie ASAP. As the score goes, I'm going to give The Wailing a 4.5 out of 5. So you guys, have you seen The Wailing? Let's talk about this movie in the comment section below. And until next time, I'm the Slasher Movie, and you guys have just been slashed.